Gentiles, here called children of Noah. The Talmud holds that Noahides are subject to a restricted range of law, known as the laws of Noah. All human beings are descendants of Adam through Noah and therefore subject to the laws addressed to him, Genesis chapter 2 verse 16, as well as to God's covenant with Noah after the flood, Genesis chapter 9. The concept of Noahide law carries significant consequences for Jewish theology. It means that the essential Jewish mission is not to convert Gentiles to Judaism in its fullest form, but to lead them to implement the Noahide commandments, a basic program for social justice in a spiritual setting, and it allows for a positive evaluation of other religions, provided they endorse the Noahide commandments. The number and precise definition of the Noahide commandments are discussed here. Excerpt from the introduction to the fourth tractate, Sanhedrin, Chapter 7, Sanhedrin 56a. Penguin Books Limited, Norman Solomon, 2009. This category includes 7 commands. Talmud, Sanhedrin 56a. A. Not to eat from an animal which is still alive. B. Not to curse God. C. Not to steal. D. To maintain courts of law. E. Not to commit adultery or incest. F. Not to worship idols or accept atheism, and G. Not to murder. 2. There are certain mitzvah which are not explicitly commanded for non-Jews but which non-Jews are nonetheless expected to learn from and adopt. This category includes such examples as A. Going in the ways of God, Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 9. B. Giving charity, Leviticus chapter 25 verse 35, and other ethical teachings, such as Leviticus chapter 19 verses 13 to 18. C. Learning from the lessons of history, Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 7. D. Not to ignore reproof, Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 16. E. Not to mindlessly follow mass behavior, Exodus chapter 23 verse 2, and more. Link, Serving God. 3. There are some things that are the universal tradition of mankind, so much so that the Torah doesn't command them at all, and considers them as being self-understood. These include burying the dead, not eating human flesh, belief in the afterlife, and more.